Okay, let's continue with part 2 for Unit 10. Let's go ahead and skip the listening page and we will go and do the reading together. Okay, so before you read, is it easy to create a hoax these days? And why? Okay, what do you think? All right, so let's look at some hoax busters. Fact or fiction? Send us your questions and we'll do the research. Street shark. I saw a picture of a shark swimming on a flooded street in Texas. I'm a bit skeptical, so I'd like proof. Is it true? Sandra. Okay, fiction. Okay, right, it's not true. After a flood, pictures appear on social media that show sharks swimming on city streets. This phenomenon has surfaced in New York, Miami, and Houston. All of these pictures are trick photos. Someone must have copied the shark from one photo and placed it into another photo. This is easy to do and is a common hoax. Okay, so is it easy to create a hoax these days? I think so, yes, right? Because of Photoshop, you can move one thing and put it in another photo. Okay, so how about the next hoax? Can you charge your phone with an onion? I watched a video where a man charged his phone with an onion. He cuts holes in the onion. Then he connected the power cord and the phone started charging. I was not convinced, but the video looked real, so real. So now I'm not sure. Can vegetables produce electricity? Okay, Tyler. Okay, fiction, right? Vegetables have many benefits, but producing electricity is not one of them. Don't be fooled by the onion video. The man pretended to use science, but it's a hoax. Okay. Building melts car. Okay, I've heard that the light reflecting off a glass window can be hot enough to melt a car. Is that a fact or an urban legend? Okay, Emma. This is a fact. Okay, surprisingly, it has happened. In London, a skyscraper made the news when it melted parts of a car parked across the street. The building's unique shape had turned its glass windows into a mirror, raising temperatures on the street to 60 degrees Celsius. Okay. The builders apologized to the owner of the car and are working to fix the problem. Okay, so let's do part 2. Okay, tell me if it's a hoax or a fact. Okay, so someone moved a shark from one photo to another, right? Okay, yeah, that's a fact, right? They used like the Photoshop to move the shark into the other photo of the flooded streets. Okay, sharks were swimming on the streets of New York, Miami, and Houston. Okay, now that's a hoax, right? Trick or hoax. You can charge a phone with an onion. Okay, that's a hoax. A glass building can create enough heat to melt parts of a car. Okay, that's a fact. Okay, so part 3, if you can, talk about these questions with your partner. So, which hoax fooled people with trick photography? Okay, that was the street shark. Why did the writer believe that vegetables might produce power? Okay, because the video looked so real, right? The video he saw of it looked so real. Which situation was an accident and not a hoax? Okay, that was the building melts car. What did the builders do when they found out about the melted car? Okay, the builders apologized, right? And they're trying to fix the problem. Which hoax used fake science to play a joke? Okay, I think the charging the phone with an onion, right? They used fake science for their trick. Okay. And then I want you guys just to do the last page, the speaking page. Okay. So it could have been a trick photo. Okay, let's write the correct news headline underneath the photos. Okay, let's look at this first photo. Okay, it looks like a ghost photo, right? Okay, so number 1 is guest sees ghost in hotel room. Okay. And two would be neighbor takes a video of a UFO. 3, okay, hikers photograph a hairy monster. Okay, and 4 is strange lights appear in local lake. Okay, so what do you think? Discuss the photos and the headlines. What might people have seen? Okay, think of real and unreal explanations. Okay, so number 1, for the first ghost photo, picture number 1 must be a photo of a real ghost, right? It looks so real. Okay, really? It might just be a trick photo. Or that woman could have been an actor pretending to be a ghost. Okay, so what do you think? What are the explanations for these photos? Okay, if you can, please try talking with your partner or just give an answer yourself. All right. Okay, and then when you finish that, you guys can take a few minutes to do that. Pause the video. And then afterwards, we'll check your answers for the workbook. Okay, we'll start with the vocabulary first. Okay, so if you guys can find the words, right, for part 1 in the crossword puzzle. Okay, and we'll go ahead and we'll start with number 2, part 2. Okay, part 2, number 1. Okay, Kathy thinks she knows the answer, but it's just a theory until she finds more facts. 2, there are people who believe that the moon landing was a hoax. 3, it was all just a lie. The story was never true. It's a myth. Okay, 4, there is proof that the world is round. 5, there was a sighting of Nessie in Loch Ness yesterday. 6, Karen made a prediction that she would win the lottery and it came true. 7, Bob showed us a picture of Bigfoot, but it was just a trick photo. 8, it is definite that water boils at 100 degrees Celsius at sea level. Okay. 9, no one ever solved the problem. It's still a complete mystery. 10, Ari bought a Picasso for $100, but it was just a scam. 11, Susan has a suspicious mind. She thinks the ad is a scam. 12, did you hear the rumor that the report is false? Okay, 13, Evan is positive about the results of the experiment. Okay, and he has the data to prove it. Okay, we'll go and take a look at the language practice page. Okay, we'll start with part 1. Okay, part 1, number 2. It might not have been a trick photo. 3, they couldn't have moved those stones. 4, she must have heard the cat. Okay. Part 2, correct the sentences. Okay, number 2, they might have gone to a movie. 3, it couldn't have been a scam. 4, it must have been a hoax. 5, could Jerry have seen a ghost last night? 6, they may not have made the pyramids. They may not have made the pyramids. Okay, part 3, number 2. I didn't hear any wind. I'm sure my radio was too loud. My radio must have been too loud. Okay. 3, Jack said he had heard something in the house. Maybe he heard a mouse. He may have heard a mouse. Okay, 4, several people saw lights in the sky. I'm sure it was just a hoax. It must have been a hoax. There's no explanation for the woman in that picture. Maybe she was a ghost. Okay, she may have been a ghost, or she could have been a ghost. Okay. 6, I saw Pam take that photo with her camera. It certainly wasn't a trick photo. It must not have been a trick photo. Okay, we'll do the last page. Okay. Okay, we'll take a look at part 4 on page 60. Okay. We'll take a look at the conversation. Okay, we'll start with number 2. You're joking, right? Don't you think they might have been shooting stars or lightning? I suppose they could have been shooting stars, but they definitely could not have been lightning. Okay. Go to number 5. What else could they have been? I don't know. I guess you're right. They must have been shooting stars. Okay, so for part 5, just say, what do you think happened? Okay, write a sentence about each picture. Okay, you can use may have, might have, could have, or must have in the words in the box, and your own ideas. Okay, so number 1, oh, it must have been a man with a backpack. Okay, and number 2, you could say, oh, it must just be a tree in the water, okay, that looks like a monster, right? Okay, so you guys can just make your own explanations with your own ideas for those. Okay, so if you have any questions, please email me or ask me when we talk this Friday or next week for the video call. All right, thank you.